Hey guys, so it is spring 2019. There's tons of movies coming out. I've got quite a few that I'm looking forward to. Roll it. Hey guys, so it is springtime. All of our holiday movies have passed. All of the winter movies have passed. It is time to start talking spring movies. So a lot of times the spring movies aren't usually ones that have a huge blockbuster hit. There's some that come around March that usually are pretty big, but our biggest seasons are usually in the summertime and around the holidays. But there are definitely quite a few that I am looking forward to. So I'm actually going to start this top 10 with an honorable mention that just barely missed my top 10 list, but I think it's worth seeing. Number 11, if you will, is Rafiki. Rafiki is a movie about two Kenyan women who are trying to figure out their life and figure out who they are in this world that is very religious-based and very government-based. They're trying to figure it out while living in Kenya and while trying to just grow up. They're these young women who are just growing together in their friendship and in their relationship to see where life is going to take them through these trials and through all of the things that they have to go through. There's not a ton of stuff out about this movie, but I am very excited to hopefully see this movie if it comes to theaters here in LA. So, Rafiki is my number 11 pick for most anticipated in the spring. Alright guys, so number 10 is Teen Spirit. This movie is brought to us from the producers of La La Land, which is another musical movie, and Teen Spirit is just that. It is a movie starring Elle Fanning, who is entering a singing competition. She wants to be a singer really badly, but doesn't have the means to do so because she either doesn't have the finances or doesn't have the livelihood to be able to get her there. We get to follow along with her in this journey as she learns what it's like to be in the music industry, learns what it's like to grow up as a young musician. There are tons of huge songs in this movie. It looks to be very bright and colorful and very unique in its style as well. I am very excited to see this movie and to learn more about it as we get closer to release date. So, Teen Spirit is my number 10 for the spring. My number 9 movie is called Under the Silver Lake. Now, Silver Lake is a small area in the city of Los Angeles. It is a very interesting area, you could say, very unique, and so does this movie. This movie looks very interesting and unique would be a good word, or you could just say weird. This movie looks really weird, but it comes from my favorite production studio, which is A24, and it stars Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield is going through this journey of trying to figure out this woman that he mysteriously comes across and he starts to develop feelings for, but she randomly disappears. And he has to figure out how these signs in music and in visuals that she loves relate to him finding her. So this movie looks really weird and interesting. It's called Under the Silver Lake. It's coming, I believe, in April, and you should all check it out. Okay, number 8 goes to High Life. High Life is another A24 movie. It stars Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson, you probably know from Harry Potter and the Twilight franchise, but he comes to bring us in this very interesting space thriller. This movie looks very bizarre and kind of crazy, but it brings us a new look on humanity. It's talking about life and what it means to grow together and to have children and to be together in a relationship, and it's happening all in space. What looks to be some sort of post-apocalyptic world, these few people are in space trying to grow as individuals and grow as humanity. But it looks like there are bumps along the way, either scary or not. This movie is a space thriller for sure, has a very similar feel to the Alien franchise is what the look and the feel of this movie is. I'm very excited to see it, very excited to learn more about what is even going to happen in this movie because there hasn't been a lot sent out yet. So it looks very mysterious and exciting to see. That is called High Life, coming soon. My number 7 pick is Shazam. The DC universe has been really rough lately. We got an incredible Batman trilogy from Christopher Nolan. But since then, we've gotten Justice League, Batman vs. Superman, Man of Steel, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, which was a bright glimmer of hope for the franchise. But the next installment is Shazam, starring Zachary Levi, and it looks to be a really funny and fun movie to enjoy. So I'm hoping that they don't mess it up like the rest of the DC movies that they have already had, but I really have high hopes for this movie. The cast looks great. Zachary Levi is one of my favorites, and it just looks like a really fun time at the theater. So I'm really looking forward to Shazam. Okay, guys, my number 6 pick is the movie Beach Bum. Now, Beach Bum, it stars Matthew McConaughey in the lead, has a huge cast of Zac Efron, Jonah Hill, Isla Fisher, Martin Lawrence, Snoop Dogg, tons of people in this movie, and it follows this guy played by Matthew McConaughey as the lead, and it follows this guy who just seems to be out on his luck. He's living in Florida. He's just a beach bum, either always high or drunk or both, and he's just chilling on the beach trying to figure out his life. It has a very similar vibe from the trailer that looks to be like a Big Lebowski, a dude vibe. It just looks like a fun, enjoyable time at the theater and a very unique take on a very interesting story. I'm excited to see this movie. The cast has already gotten me excited, but I'm very interested to see where they're going to take this story and what it's actually going to look like. So, Beach Bum, go check it out. My number 5 pick for the spring season is Little Woods. This movie, I've only seen the trailer. I haven't read much about it, but it stars Tessa Thompson and Lily James, 2 young actresses who are really coming up. They have done a lot of movies recently. They're in a lot of stuff. This movie looks very interesting. They are 2 young women who are trying to figure out how to make their way in life independently, away from their parents, in what seems to be like a modern Western feel. They're not in a city, they're not in a rural area, but they're actually like out in the country, and they're just trying to figure out their way, trying to make money, whatever means necessary, trying to build relationship, and just trying to stay safe in this world that we live in. Tessa Thompson and Lily James bringing us Little Woods. I'm really excited for this movie. Go check out the trailer. You'll be very excited too. Little Woods, my number 5 pick. My number 4 pick is for Dumbo. Guys, every time that I've seen this trailer, I have wanted to cry. Just the nostalgia of this character and the nostalgia of it being directed by Tim Burton, one of my favorite directors. He brought us the original Batmans starring Michael Keaton, and he brought us Edward Scissorhands and Nightmare Before Christmas. Tons of great dark movies that have a very artistic and interesting take. He is bringing us the live-action Dumbo. Now, this movie stars Danny DeVito, Michael Keaton, Eva Green, and Colin Farrell, just to name a few. Now, if you haven't seen the trailer yet, go check it out, because it will just make you want to buy a ticket and see it today, because it looks incredible. Dumbo, there's just not much else I can say. I'm just so excited for this movie. Dumbo is my number 4 on my top 10. Now, my number 3 pick is Avengers Endgame. If you have been watching the Marvel movies over the past 10 years, you know how big a deal this movie is. They brought us Avengers Infinity War last year, and the ending left us all speechless. Now, this is finally the reprise that we've been looking for. It's finally going to add on to the end of that story, hopefully bring us a conclusion that we're happy with. We get to see all of these characters come together in an amazing way. I don't know if you've seen all of the Marvel movies, or even if you're a fan of the Marvel movies in general, but regardless, this movie and Infinity War was a huge feat. They brought together tons of big name actors in a massive story with over 25 characters that had to be important, and they were able to do it successfully. That is an incredible job that they were able to do. Hopefully they can bring the magic and the power and passion back to this movie and bring us another great plotline onto the Marvel Universe. I am very excited to see Avengers Endgame tacking on right at the end of the spring, moving into our summer season. But Avengers Endgame, my number 3 pick. My number 2 pick for the top 10 of the spring is Captain Marvel. Yes, I know there's quite a few superhero movies on this list, but Captain Marvel is the next installment in the Marvel Universe. This takes place in the 90s, one of my favorite eras to look back to. Mid-90s was one of my favorite movies of the last year. Captain Marvel is our first female-led superhero in the Marvel Universe, and she is played by Brie Larson. Brie Larson won an Oscar for her role in the movie Room, and she is one of my favorite actresses. She has been killing it lately. She is doing an incredible job in every movie she brings out, and I'm very excited to see her in an action role and with such a character that is so crucial to this franchise. She is supposedly the most powerful character in the group, and she is going to bring a lot of new dynamic to this story and to further stories in this universe. So I'm very excited to see Captain Marvel coming very soon. Okay, guys, my number 1 pick. Here we go. The movie Us. If you have been living under a rock, then you probably have not seen Get Out or even heard about Get Out yet. But Get Out came out 2 years ago from director Jordan Peele, and it took the country by storm. It was a massive success. Jordan Peele is known for being a comedic actor, but he brought us this very unique, dynamic horror story called Get Out. And this is his second movie that he has done. It is called Us, and it is a very unique take on a horror franchise. So he is bringing a cast of Elizabeth Moss, who is the lead in Handmaid's Tale. He also brings Lupita Nyong'o and Winston Duke into this movie to bring us a brand new story that I honestly have no idea what it's about. The same way that I felt about when I saw the trailer for Get Out, I was very confused but intrigued. That is how I feel about this movie, but now I'm twice as excited as I was for Get Out because I've seen what Jordan Peele can do, and I know he's going to crush it in this one. It looks insanely creepy, beautifully done, and all of the lead actors are playing 2 characters in this movie at the same time. Just that fact alone has got me super excited. Go check out the trailer for Us. Have a blanket handy to cover your face because it is terrifying. Get excited for Us coming very soon. My number 1 pick for the spring season. Alright guys, so that is my top 10, what I'm excited for from now until April when we get started with the summer season. My spring top 10, what I'm most excited for. Let me know if you guys have seen these trailers or if you're excited for some of these movies or if you have a different top 10 list. Go ahead and leave a comment below on what you're excited for this season. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. If you want to see more videos, go ahead and subscribe or just keep an eye out as I'm posting new content. Either way, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show, and as they say in show business, that's a wrap.